Hello and good morning, you lovely, lovely people. I haven't got my gimbal, so if it's a bit wobbly, it's because I've just dropped my son off at the school here, and with it being his first week, I wait until he's out, just in case. But he's doing very well, so the teachers tell me, and he looks forward to going to school, so that's a good thing. What I want to talk about is how expectations of thinking that the Philippines might be paradise. Well, it might be if it's what you're looking for, but if you're looking for something like the Algarve, Portugal, you're in the wrong place, or you're coming to the wrong place, really. Or where I am anyway. I know there are lovely places, you know, Bohol is it's a lovely place apparently. I've not been there. Boracay, all that, but of course Boracay and Palawan, you get a heck of a lot of tourism there. And now if you're only for a holiday, that's fine, but I think to live, you know, you want something out of the way of the tourism part of things. And I do apologise for the noise, just because I'm kind of on, not a main road, but I'm off a main road here in Pinion, waiting for my, well, not waiting, I've just dropped him off actually, for my son. But like, I mean, I didn't do any research on the Philippines, so I didn't know what it was going to be like. I just heard of the Philippines, I knew where it was, and I knew a bit of the history of MacArthur and, you know, all that sort of stuff, and the Spanish, of the colonization. But that's about all I knew of the Philippines. I didn't even know how many islands it had. But I think most of those islands are uninhabitable, I think. But nevertheless, I think for me, when I came here, like I said, I wasn't expecting anything, because I didn't do any research on it. So I wasn't disappointed. In fact, I will be honest with you people, when I come here, bearing in mind the countries that I've been to is mainly European countries, and I did go to South Africa, and, you know, like a few other places, but I'd never been to a tropical, like a proper tropical country like this. So I didn't know what to expect, and I wasn't expecting anything. But, you know, when I did get here and I saw banana trees or pods growing in people's gardens, you know, I was like, whoa, this is absolutely brilliant. Look at this. And, you know, the girl I was with at the time is like, it's normal. I'll shut the door. That's someone selling fish. Fish vendor coming past. You might be able to see him. They come past all the time. And incidentally, what they don't sell today, you will get it tomorrow. In this heat. But they do put them on ice, but not for me. So I mean, I wasn't expecting anything. And I think if you go somewhere with an expectation, then you might be let down. You might be let down. Where I am certainly isn't touristy. Dipolog isn't touristy. But there are, I think, quite a lot of foreigners who do live in Dipolog. But I mean, Dipolog wouldn't be on a map for you to think, right, I'm going to go to the Philippines, I'm going to go to Boracay, Palawan and Tagaytay, Bohol, all them places, and I'm going to go to Dipolog. You know, Dipolog wouldn't be on the map. You're like a place for you to come. So if you do come to this part, just expect it to be, I think it's relatively cheaper than anywhere that's touristy, and I think it's definitely quieter. And where I am in Pinion here, it's very, very, very seldom that I do see a foreigner walking around or riding around or driving around, what have you, because there are simply not many foreigners here, which is the way I like it. As you know, people, you know, that's my you know, that's the way I am. But the Philippines being paradise, I think people do paint it as that, and for some it might well be. For some it might well be. It's challenging, people, to say the very least. It can be very challenging, but me being the person that I am, very resilient, I think I'm like a Filipino. Things don't really get to me, things don't bother me. And like I said in my previous video, when I was, or me and my wife was building the house, and we were sleeping in there, and I could see the stars. because the roof was temporary, and it was only the part where we were sleeping had that roof. So we were sleeping in the house as it was being built. And not many people could do that, but we did, and we made a joke of it. You know, we'd be lying down and say, look, Mira, look, there's the North Star. She didn't have a clue what I was talking about, but it wasn't the North Star, I don't think, but it was just a bright star in the sky. But you know, the point being is, I could see, honest, and when it started to rain, and if it dripped in that particular place, we'd just move along. You know, we would move our bed along, so it was in a dry place. Now, I know a lot of people think you're mad, you're mental. You know, you left the UK, you know, you had a lovely house, all furniture, you had a good job with a good salary. Why did you come to a place where you didn't have them things as such? Well, it's the kind of person that I am. And have I any regrets? Not one. I haven't got any regrets. Even with the good and the bad that's happened to me, the bad, I haven't got any regrets. There isn't anything that I wish I'd done differently. The only thing I wish I had done differently, I think, was come here a bit earlier. And that sunshine is coming through, so I'll shut the door. It's red hot in here, honest to God. So if you see the sweat starting to drip down here, it's because I'm keeping the windows closed for you people, so you don't hear the racket of some of the bikes coming past with no muffler. But I haven't got any regrets, even losing a great deal of money as such when I first come here. I haven't got any regrets. It was a learning curve, and it was a learning curve that I needed to learn, because if I didn't learn on that particular instance, I might have got into something later down the line where I was equally done. But at least having that happen to me when I first came here, more or less, it stood me in good stead to know what to watch out for. And yes, mistakes can be valuable. Mistakes can cost you. And it did cost me. But like I said, I've got no regrets. And I moved on. And I got married, as you know. And I've got, you know, 2 beautiful sons here in the Philippines. I've got 2 beautiful sons in England as well. Adults. And it's Father's Day coming up. So if I don't make a video between now and Father's Day, because I'm flat out, people, I'm flat out. My wife is taking care of the child. She's nursing the child, feeding the child, Zach, I'm talking about. So I'm doing everything else. But we've got a helper coming in tomorrow, because it's not that I can't do it. It's just, I like a little bit of free time. So one of Mira's friends asked Mira, because her husband has recently been laid off from work, and he worked in a Calendera place. What do you call them? A Calendaria or something, where they serve the food. And he's been laid off because of lack of business. So Mira's friend asked Mira if she could have a little bit of work in the house. So I've given her 1 day a week, only 1 day, because it's only 1 day that, you know, it'll take her to do. And to be honest, there's not that much to do in the house, because I do most of it, but there is some that she can do. So it helps her out. We'll give her 500 pesos for a few hours, or whatever she works for. It will be a few hours, that's for sure. It won't be any more than that. So the way that I see it, she's being helped out because her husband hasn't got work, and she's got 2 kids as well, by the way. And her son is very good friends of my eldest son here, Kaylin. So they were here yesterday, and the racket and the noise and the smashing of toys. Am I getting old, people, where I don't like too much noise? I don't know. Probably. Probably. But like I said, the Philippines, you know. And also, I'm going to shut that. I am starting to sweat now. And I'll probably go in there, pick my son up in about an hour and a half's time and stink. But I have seen many foreigners come and go here, especially when I lived in Dipolog. Here, not so much. But when I lived in Dipolog, I would see foreigners at times, especially when I was on a tourist visa. And I used to go and renew my visa every month in the... It wasn't the town hall then, because it was just being built. Where was it? It was a place on the seafront. And I would be talking to foreigners in there, and they say, yeah, you know, we've been here for such and such a time. And then all of a sudden, you would never see them again. So I have seen a lot of foreigners come and go. Maybe a handful, you know, maybe 10 or 12 people that I did know who are no longer there. Because it's not for everyone. It's really not for everyone. And what I would say, and I think I might have said it previously, find something to do. And I mean, don't sit all day on YouTube, or don't sit all day in front of the TV, or scan this or scan that, because you're wasting. You're just wasting. You've got to keep active, people. regardless of your age, you've got to be active. You've got to have something outside of TV or outside of YouTube to keep yourself active. I'm active every single day, and I actually enjoy it. I'm active because I have to be. I've got this, this orchard now. We have to tend to every day. That's a friend going past who's going to where I've got to go soon to get some dog food at the agricultural place. You've got to be active, people. By sat around, and don't forget, we are in a foreign country, and if anything does happen to you here, it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you. So the way that I look at it is to keep myself as fit and healthy as I possibly can. And I said in a previous video, I've cut out meat. Not because I wanted to, but because I couldn't find any good cuts. And that's the God's honest truth, people. Where I am, there is not so many good cuts of meat. And my wife has stopped eating it as well, funnily enough. I said to her, because we went shopping on Sunday to City Mall. I said, do you want some meat? I said, go over there and get what you want. She said, no, I said, I don't really feel like any. And I've kind of observed that she hasn't really been eating meat for quite some time. And I don't miss it. I I eat a lot of eggs. I eat a lot of nuts, which I order online from Shopee, walnuts, Brazil nuts. And I eat a lot of beans and pulses now, which I do order online as well. So I'm eating a lot of soups and broths, which I used to eat a lot of in England as well. And I think I'm getting all my protein from there, because I certainly don't feel any lack of energy, and I certainly don't feel worse for it. In fact, if I'm honest, I think I feel a bit better for it. So keep active, people. Do some exercise. Watch your diet here, because it's so... I know many foreigners like Filipino food. I like some of it, but you've got to think a lot of it is not so healthy, because they use a lot of salt, a lot of sugars, and a lot of oil. And you can see it when you're eating. You can see the oil, and you can taste the salt. So just bear that in mind, And there is a lot of Filipino food that, that is healthy, like the mungo beans and things like that. But again, it's the additives that they... I was going to say hoya, which is it's a northeast word, which means what they put in. So just bear all this in mind, people. I'm not lecturing. I'm not giving advice as such. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I suppose it is a bit of advice. I think it's mainly a little bit of information, but the Philippines is for me. And I really mean that. It is for me. And I've said this many times before, that if anything did happen between me and my wife, which I don't think it ever will, we've got a good relationship. We have a strong bond. We have a good understanding of each other, because we don't have that many deep conversations. We don't, honest to God. And that's another thing. If you're expecting deep conversation, think again. But if the worst was to happen, Mira would have the house, and she'd have the orchard and everything like that, and she'd have everything that she's got. I wouldn't go back. I would start again. I'd start again, because that's the sort of person that I am. I'd grit my teeth and pick myself up, and away I went. But we've got a good relationship, and I'm getting on better now with Mira's family than ever before, since I told them that I wasn't helping anymore, and since that they've got this apartment, and uncle is working for the landlord. I'm getting on absolutely brilliant with them for the last, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months or something. I can't remember, but everything is hunky-dory. And it's nice if you can't have it is nice to have a relationship with your wife's family. It is. As much as you think, I want to stay away because all what they want is want. It's nice to have a relationship with your wife's family, and I've got that now. I had it before, but I think before they had that relationship with me, because it was the want bit. They thought, Stephen will give us this and give us that. But since I've stopped doing that, and they sorted themselves out, I have a good relationship with her family too, and that's it. I'm going to be over and out, and it's Friday. And I would like you all to have a brilliant weekend coming up. And whatever you're doing, try and do it well. And take good care. God bless you all, people. God bless you. Over and out.